South Africa rejects Nigeria's demand for compensation over repatriated citizens. New diplomatic row is brewing between South Africa and Nigeria, this time over who bears the financial cost of hundreds of Nigerians leaving South Africa. The friction started after officials in Abuja, Nigeria, announced they would seek financial compensation for citizens who packed up and left following recent protests aimed at undocumented foreign nationals. More than 600 Nigerians have flown home over the last few weeks, though South Africa authorities maintain that those repatriated were in the country illegally. South Africa has killed off any ideas of a payout. The minister in the presidency, Khumbudzo Ntshavheni, stated firmly that the state will not be opening up its coffers. Check out this clip.
If you own a car, it's registered in the INAT system. If you own a business, it's registered with the CIPC. If you're renting offices, they're registered with landlords. But we'll be interested to know where the drug dens of Nigerians are. So they can show us where they've been holding the drugs so that we can clean the drugs in South Africa quite urgently. Those who had properties in South Africa, those properties are in the law. Informal squatter camps and informal settlements are never properties because they are illegal in the country. So you are already violating our law if you're going to tell us about a shack in some informal settlement. That's why we have also, as government, approved the PI, what is the protection of, the one that makes sure that when we evict and remove informal settlements, there's no longer going to be informal settlements built in the areas, including the evictions in the informal settlements, in line with our court judgments. So, if there's no compensation that will come from government, those who leave their properties, if they are properly legally registered in the country, they can dispose of the properties in the property market in South Africa, whether it's a movable or immovable property. And we are going to seriously appreciate to be told where are the drug dens. Thank you very much.
While Nigeria wants to elevate the dispute to the highest diplomatic channels, South Africa's blunt reactions suggest that any conversations about financial compensation will hit a brick wall. In her video, she mentions that informal settlements like shacks are illegal in South Africa. Then why are over 1 million of black South Africans still living in shacks in tin houses 32 years after democracy? Are you also highlighting that you failed to uphold your own laws? She says that if Nigerian citizens are crying over loss of property, if the property is legally owned, then they can sell it and get compensation from the profit. But before they do that, the Nigerian citizens need to give up their drug facilities. Such a careless statement by a government officials, don't you think? I don't know what the motive is. To gain popularity with the people so she can elevate her career or what? I don't know what her motive is. Why is she alluding that Nigerians are drug dealers? Why are we putting out such harmful rhetorics about Nigeria? Why are we stigmatizing them? Why are we painting people with the same brush? Can she prove that they had drugs in their properties? I feel like there's a division in the government of South Africa as of late. Everybody's looking out for their own interests and elevating their careers and using these protests, these Afrophobic protests, to gain something out of it. They're like vultures as of late. We don't have leaders, we have vultures. And I agree that no compensation should be given to Nigeria, especially if the citizens are found to be illegal. That statement I agree with. It's so crazy how these African countries now want reparations from an African country when they failed to hold the UK and Europe responsible for the transatlantic slave and the colonization era they've put us through. Where when it comes to conversations about compensation, you guys are, you're macho, you're acting all macho and you're directing all that energy to South Africa. What about the UK and Europe for what they've done to us? Who's going to hold them responsible? Who's going to hold them responsible? So you have big mouths when it comes to dealing with matters in South Africa. But when it comes to actually seeking reparations for years of torment and oppression, you look the other way. Why? Why? No, it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna bully us. You're not gonna, yes, the diaspora hates black South Africans, but you're not gonna bully us. You're not gonna bully us. You're not gonna get extra money to, I don't know, improve your state, the economy that you've drove down the drain. If we're being honest, African leaders have done such a terrible job when it comes to protecting and providing for their citizens, when it comes to making this continent a world standard continent, because we have minerals, we have resources. What's stopping us from being great? What's stopping us from being great? Because you are greedy. African leaders are greedy. You have ties, you have not diplomatic ties. I don't even want to call them diplomatic ties. You have backdoor deals and ties with the Western countries that want to come to this continent and pillage power and siphon our resources to make their countries great. You have backdoor deals. You are siphoning money from the United States, from Israel, from all these Western countries that have come here, infiltrated our continent, take our minerals and leave us in destitute, leave us poor. You have backdoor deals with these people to enrich yourselves. And today you see that your state have failed. Now you want to turn around and say you want compensation for what? When we all know what kind of people Nigerians are. We are not going to shy away from that truth. And I know I sound contradictory right now. I'm contradicting myself, but we are not going to shy away. Even the Nigerian government knows what kind of citizens they have. The world is complaining about Nigerians. Maybe, hey, it's time to look in the mirror. So I do sympathize. The protests were uncalled for. The targeting, the violence, it was uncalled for. It was really uncalled for. But for you to seek compensation, claiming loss of business, come on, what kind of business were they doing, these people? What were they doing? I'm so sorry that we are going through this. I am so sorry that there's tension between our citizens. I'm so sorry that this tension is threatening diplomatic ties. But also, these African leaders and countries, they must look at themselves in the mirror, because it seems like whenever there's an issue with South Africa that they're not pleased with, they are so strong-willed. They have mouth. They're always giving press conferences, running to the AU. But when you look at the state of their countries, it's a mess, and no one says anything. Instead of fixing it, they run away. So let's all calm down. No one is getting compensation from anybody. We are really, really sorry that you are going through this, but when it comes to compensation, please forget. Please forget. What do you think about this segment? Comment to us in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss these groundbreaking conversations right here on the African Diaspora News channel.